Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Friday Night Pint. End of season. We had a week off. Everyone went on holiday for a week, and now we're all back. Boys, what have you been doing for the last 2 weeks?
That's trying to lose weight, get back in shape. That's what I'm doing. I need to lose it. So just focusing on that, mate.
Working. Hey, looking good, Dan. Looking good, mate.
Well, still got a long way to go. Mate.
Yeah, you got to get rid of your tits.
Yep. I get a breast reduction.
If anyone sees a plastic bottle, I've got a plastic bottle here, right? And my thumb is in it because just before I went live, I was cooking the dinner and I've put my whole hand in a pan of boiling butter. And it fucking hurts,
Why
mate.
would you do that?
I done it by accident.
You big
Your
wally.
whole hand. You accidentally put your whole hand in boiling butter.
I was putting something in the butter, and my hand just slipped into the like it pulled in the corner.
Do you know what? Anyone else I might say I was surprised, but
Thank you, sweet.
with you, no.
It fucking hurts, man. My whole thumb's come up as a blister.
And was Mikey Butterfingers.
Yeah.
We haven't got any Ryan tonight. He's still away. And for any of the patrons that are inside here, yesterday I had and today I had a internet outage. I couldn't do anything yesterday. So Transfer Dailies will be back tomorrow, and the podcast will be up tomorrow. Once I've done this, we'll be able to edit it and get it up there. So it will be up tomorrow. So don't panic. One has been recorded. My mum's in the chat. Look.
Shout out to Nicky's mum. She teach him how to cook.
I'll tell you what Nicky's mum does the best. You wouldn't like him, Dan, would he, Nick?
No.
He wouldn't like him.
No, I wouldn't like
Does stuffed darts are lovely.
Sorry, a bit of cake there. Yeah, she does do stuffed darts, mate. They're the bollocks. But listen, hello to everyone in the chat. Let's get straight into the subjects. Now, I picked out a couple here, and I'm sure we'll take some suggestions on the way. But first things first is the news that Benrahma may be sold for half the price that we paid for him. Now, I'm not a massive fan of Benrahma. I think he needs to be more consistent. But when you look at his record in the Premier League, his goals and assists, they are quite impressive. Now, I don't think he's the complete package, not by a long shot. He's got a long way to go. I'm not quite sure that Moisey fancies him. But to let another player go who hasn't had a terrible season by any stretch of the imagination for half the price of what we paid for him, what is going on? Let's discuss that. What is going on?
It's not the first time in recent, very recent history that we'd sell a player and make quite a substantial loss. It just seems to be a thing that we do.
The thing is, a lot of the time when we make losses on players, whether it's Byram or, whoever it is, they tend to be like fringe players that, haven't really done anything at West Ham and just completely, on the outskirts. But Benrahma, he's played quite a few games for us this season. He's, like Nicky alluded to, his output when it comes to goals and assists has been very high. So look, even if you don't fancy him, you've got to be able to get good money for him because he's shown that he can do it in the Premier League. He's shown he's a Premier League player.
The thing is, Dan, it's I think it's a similar situation to when we first got Antonio. He was like, I don't know if he's got what it takes, and we said it on here as well. We weren't sure that he was going to make the grade, but look at him now. So he just needs. I think he just needs a good run in the side, like a consistent run in the side, not playing a game then drop, then playing a couple of games, then drop. I think he needs a consistent run of games in the same position, and then I think you'll see the best of him.
He seems hard to please, Moyes. He seems like because like there's definitely like room for improvement for Benrahma, as there is quite a few players. Surely you can look at what you've got there and what you've done and what he's done and say, yeah, that's a player that can contribute to this team. He seems to have a great attitude. We can train him, we can build on what he's done and improve him rather than just, we want Lingard, so yeah, let's just fucking let him go on a cut price. Look, if we got good money and Moyes don't fancy him, that's one thing, but we don't have to sell him. So if you used to sell him for like 15 mil, I think that's a disgrace. I think
Benrahma, I think he's the sort of player that needs an arm around him, bit of encouragement. You're doing great, keep doing that, I think he's a confidence player.
I think it's the way Moisey plays don't really suit him. He's a player that I think he needs a what's the word? He needs a free roll. Yeah, and I think there's enough players in there doing the dog work, the donkey work, to fit him in the way he should be playing. He doesn't convince me, but I'm not so sure whether that's him, not quite having the confidence or the, I wouldn't say the ability. He's definitely got the ability, but he hasn't got the confidence or the consistency to be taking people on. And, because when he's on it, he's on it. But as someone just alluded to in the chat, when you want him to turn up and when you want him to change the game, he doesn't really do that. Now, I can't work out whether that's Benrahma's, and Brentford fans will be able to tell you because we've never seen it at West Ham, whether that's Benrahma's attitude, whether it's Benrahma's work rate, whether it's Benrahma's output, or it's not wanting to worry Moyes, not wanting to upset Moyes, or Moyes sort of just talking him out of it. Because he likes his team to work hard. But that being said, he let someone like Lingard have a free roll. And look what happened to Jesse Lingard when he was here. I do think Benrahma's got the ability. I really do. And the thing that frustrates me the most, I think the reason why I criticise him the most is because I think he's got the potential to be our best player. Like by a long shot. He could be one of these players that really excite you. And I like them players. Just for me, he doesn't do that enough. He comes on and he drifts out of games, he ghosts in and out of games. But that being said, when he's good, he's good. I just don't think he does it enough.
But could you say the same about Lanzini? Like Lanzini's someone when he's good, but how often is he the main man on the pitch? How often is he making things happen week in, week out? Yeah, I haven't heard anything about us getting rid of Lanzini, who's older, by the way, than Benrahma.
No, I agree. I agree with you with Lanzini. Lanzini's never quite been the same since that injury. That injury knocked, I don't know whether it knocked his confidence or he's gone a bit stale at West Ham or whatever. But, we all know the ability Lanzini's got. We've been seeing it from 22, he came in, and he's literally lit the Premier League alight at times, the way he was. He's up there first season with Payet as our best player. And he was a kid at the time. He's now, I believe he's about 28, 29 now. Yeah. And he had a bad injury 2 or 3 seasons ago. And we've never quite seen it. We've seen glimpses of it, but we've never quite seen the consistency. And I honestly, I went to, where was it we went last game of the season? Brighton, and he was fucking awful. Lanzini, not in the game, wasn't interested, just, no creativity. I don't know. I think it's just because, but the concern for me isn't that we're selling him. The concern for me is the money that we're looking to make on him. Like, how can you lose £10 million on a player that's got better goal to game ratio than Jack Grealish?
Nick, sorry, mate. Can someone add Scott? I can't seem to add him. He's just messaged someone in. There you go.
No, I can't add. It wouldn't let me add myself. So I don't know.
You guys not logged in. You're not logged in. Got to log in.
I need to change it. Anyway, evening. Sorry, I'm late.
That house looks familiar, Scott.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, it's the concerning thing is the why we are going to be taking a loss on him, like, and it starts to make. And somebody just said to me, "Why are you starting to trust the owners?" Of course, I don't fucking trust the owners. I don't trust the owners as far as I could say as throwing them. And I'm going to explain to you why this is concerning me in a minute. Right? Is that their transfer business over the past few years has been fucking shocking, to be quite honest with you. Like the way we want players out and don't negotiate proper fees from. I mean, selling Felipe Anderson back to the club where he came from for 5% of the price is fucking ludicrous. Selling Sebastian Haller, right, as bad as he was, for half of this value that we bought him for is fucking ludicrous. Yeah. Now, you can sort of make Felipe Anderson for £2 million. I mean, you might as well just kept him, to be quite honest with you. But you know, with the likes of Benrahma, selling someone that's had a half decent season for half the money that you paid for him, something just doesn't like. And I'm not making accusations and all that sort of thing, but something just doesn't sit right with me with this sort of thing. Like, and I think it happens far too often. Far too often. I can't work out whether something's hooky's going on, right, or we've just got the worst fucking owners for negotiations in Premier League history, because I don't know whether like they have to do that because no one wants to deal with them. I don't know whether, you know, saying fucking hooky's going on where, you know, they're pocketing money like that. I'm not making any accusations where, you know, the club pay for it, but they fucking get, you know, they see the benefit of it somehow. You know, for a club that's meant to have this fucking huge transfer budget, and I'm sure that transfer budget's going to start coming down and down and down over the next few days now that the season ticket renewals are fucking up. That's for sure. You know, it's gone from £250 million to fucking having to sell players to buy players over the last few days, which is, you know, make up your own mind on that. But when it comes to negotiate, I don't know whether it's just that people just won't deal with them unless they offer them at ludicrous prices because of the shit that they put everyone else through.
Why are they so? When it comes to negotiation, why is it when we buy players, they're so tough when it comes to buying players, trying to get the best deal, get the money down. We'll offer you, you know, pay it in 10 installments. We'll take them on loan first. They're when it comes to buying players, but selling players, it's like, yeah, 2 mil. No problem. You know what I mean? We take like whatever the first bid is and they're gone. So fast I don't see why they... What's that?
It's fast money.
Yeah, but it's not...
They're talking about... Well, this is the problem, right? And this is what I've been saying all along, is that they're talking about...
water bottle.
They're talking about getting rid of him to fund the Lingard deal. Lingard's nothing.
Losing the wages that we've saved from Yarmolenko leaving should
like the Lingard deal is going to cost us nothing. It's going to cost us no money whatsoever. Why are we selling a player to replace a player? We've lost players, and this is what I'm saying about this club, this board, and this is why I'm so fucking proper pissed off with it all. Is that we need to add players. We need to add them. We don't need to sell them.
Mm-hmm. Well, we saw, having a...
We can't go 1-1.
Squad caught up with us in the end last season, you know? We can't make the same mistake again.
No, that's what I'm saying. We've lost 4 or 5 players, like first-team players, and now it looks like we're selling to buy, and we can't go 1-1. We can't.
No, you've got to replace... You know, you're looking... You need to... If you're going to start offloading players, then you need to replace the 4 that we've lost before we even worry about selling anyone else. And this is the annoying thing. And this, for me, is Moyes' biggest transfer window. Of all the this is his biggest one, because if he gets this one wrong, I could see him being out the door by January.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I can't work out whether it is him, though. That's the problem. I don't know whether it is him. But we've seen the same shit before.
Yeah, but the problem is, Nick, is that you know as well as I do, the owners don't chop and change. The axe falls on the manager.
Yeah.
We've seen it before. Managers get thrown under the bus. We've seen, in a way, Moisey get chucked under the bus when we didn't sign anyone in January. But this is the problem now. We probably said the same thing last season, that we've got this opportunity to build, and I feel we're going backwards instead of stepping forwards. We've got this opportunity now to push for that top 6 again next season, to sort of push ourselves in front of the teams that are going to be chasing us, the likes of Wolves, the likes of Newcastle, the likes of Everton, these teams that are going to have better seasons next season and push on. Even the likes of Brighton, where Brighton finished, you look at their record. These are the teams we've got to sort of push ourselves now beyond and closer to those top 6 sides. And this is the perfect opportunity. And I'm worried that they're going to waste it. Look, it's still early doors. But like you said, hearing things like we need to sell to buy, we don't want to.
That's not official, by the way. They're not going to say that officially. But selling players to pay for free transfers. Now, I know he's on a lot of money, but how much have we just saved in wages?
But Nick, as we said, look at the money we saved. Sell it. What did we offer? Last season, Hilaire went like the season before. We got rid of Hilaire. That was a big saving in wages. Got rid of Anderson. Big saving in wages. We never then. I know people got new contracts and better deals, but they didn't get bumper deals like them players had. The only one that was on the big mega deal was Yarmolenko. Now we've offloaded him. So we've saved. I'm sure you went through it before at the beginning of this season, just gone. The amount of money that we saved in wages. Now you're adding Yarmolenko. Nobes, all right. Nobes weren't on massive money, but again, it was a good, fair chunk of money.
I bet it was about 80k.
Yeah. So between him and Yarma, that's 190k.
Well, we've got free. Well, it was running on 40k, 50k. It might have even been more because he was a free transfer.
Yeah. And
like you say, I think a lot of it is selling newspapers and stuff like that. You don't know what's said or goes on behind the closed doors, and that it's it gets us, channels like ours. So it's not just exclusive to West Ham, like all the other fan channels from all the other clubs. They'll be having the same discussions on their channels. It sells papers and it gets people talking.
But that's it. But that's the thing, and that's what you've got to look at. I think it's just more the history that we've got with our owners is that when things like these rumours pop up, you see a lot of truth in them because you don't have the faith in the transfer business, if you know what I mean, from what we've seen before.
The thing is, though, there's, particularly with the Benrahma story, what we haven't mentioned is there was another report at around about the same time that we won't accept anything less than what we paid for him. So it's so many conflicting reports.
Oh, exactly.
At the end, you have to see how it plays out. But obviously, there's reasons why we are skeptical, and you hear this because of previous. The owners have previous on this. But
I mean,
I think Moyes has a part to play. I can't see the owners saying, "Listen, Moyes, we're going to take half price for Benrahma and get rid of him." And Moyes, being like, "No, I don't want to get rid of Benrahma. I will get rid of him anyway." Like they would have probably had a discussion with Moyes, going, "Right, what do you want? Who don't you need? Who are we looking to move on?" And he might have gone, "Yeah, look, Behnrama, I want Lingard in, so I won't really need Behnrama, and then they'll go in from there." So Moyes definitely has a part to play in the transfers. He's even said he's taking control of the transfers, so we can't let him get off like scot free.
Yeah, no, you are right in what you're saying, and maybe they have gone to him. Maybe they've said, "Right, we're who do you want? Right, who don't you want?" And then they've gone, "Right, well, let's get the ones out the door, and then we'll hunt to get the players in." But it's just you just feel this. It's the historical events we've had with these chairmen that puts a bad feeling in the back of your mind that it's not going to be done properly. Maybe they've said that to Moyes. Maybe they said, "Right, what players are you looking to offload?" And then they've put the feelers out to see if anyone's interested. To get rid of Benrahma just to bring a Lingard in is crazy. All right, we've got too many number 10s, in my opinion. Benrahma's not an out-and-out winger. You see that the way he drifted inside, same as Fornals. We've got so many players that want to play that number 10 role and not natural wingers, where before we had natural wingers and no one's played the number 10 role.
Yeah.
We're again sort of square pegs round holes.
Thing is, Moyes is in a position of strength, really. Like, if the board are playing, games and taking the piss, Moyes can call them out. Moyes can say, I'm not accepting it, because if he walks, there will be jobs lined up for him based on the job that he has done at West Ham. There will be clubs, big clubs, in and around what we're trying to achieve, that will be ready to take him on. So he has a lot of power at West Ham and a lot of strength. So we have to look at it that he's got to be to blame for some of these decisions as well.
Yeah. But I think it's still early doors. We need to give it a couple of weeks. But if we don't start seeing players through the door, it is worrying.
It's disheartening, is what it is.
Yeah,
because like you say, last season proved. I think with the squad we had, we've done well, exceptionally well to, make the last 4 of the Europa League and, go far in the domestic cups and still push for European spots.
Great. We've been punching for the last 2 seasons, mate. With the squad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We did really well to compete at that level for that length of time, and then the last 7 or 8 games proved that we need a bigger squad if we're gonna attack the competition. Like I think the priority was to qualify for European football and try and win the Europa League.
I think,
I think even just going at those two, take out the FA Cup and the League Cup. Even just if you concentrate on them two, you still need a bigger squad than we had.
Mm-hmm.
We got to the last 8 of the League Cup, the last 16 of the FA Cup.
Yeah. Definitely punched above our weight. But the thing is, I think there'll be people that will say, "Listen, the transfer window's just open. Calm down." And there is, obviously reason to believe that. I see. But the thing is, for me, I do want to see us get business done early because we do need so many players.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing we want is getting to the last week of the transfer window. We still need 5 players, this, that, and the other. If we can start getting some targets done early now and spend more time on the more difficult ones, so get Aguerd over the line, get Areola tied up.
If we get to the last week of the transfer window and we sign like 1 player, it's like Groundhog Day. Every transfer window is like Groundhog Day.
Mm-hmm.
You're on deadline day trying to think, and there's all these reports. Oh, West Ham are trying to get this player in, get the papers in before deadline day, and there's a panic, and we don't want that. Just go about your business seriously. But there's a lot of uncertainty.
The frustrating thing, I can't remember it was someone said in the comments. Other clubs, they seem to go, right, oh, this club are interested in this player, and then the next day, oh, they've bought him.
Yeah.
Why can't we do that? Like you said, with the bold, like they're so intent on saving money, like when it comes to buying players. Why are they not flip the coin? Why are they not that?
Yeah.
Show that level of sort of commitment to getting getting money back when we sell players.
Yeah.
They just seem to go, oh yeah, don't want them anymore. Like have them like half price, but for when they're so on the ball trying to save money, why are they not, showing the same?
But this is also why you'd sort of think they'd keep their transfer business quiet because they wouldn't want other teams cottoning on that we're after certain players because then obviously if you're going in for a player who plays for say Burnley, and then someone gets wind of it, then all of a sudden, someone else is in, and then Burnley have a bit of a point to go, well, hang on a minute, they're offering us a bit more money. So then dragging your feet on transfers costs you money because it pushes the prices up.
And the thing is as well, you need to, instead of announcing it to the world, because then, then you're competing with the likes of Newcastle, and teams like that, they've got a fair bit of money to spend and can, tempt players away.
I don't think they're announcing it in terms of the club. There's these people that are inside the club that like to leak things, don't they? Sometimes it's agents, sometimes it's people, you know, working for the club.
Agents are the scourge of the game. They you know, they start rumours to sort of try and get their players a better deal on it. You know, a lot of the time it unsettles the players. It certainly unsettles the fans. You know, also they can get a bit more commission out of their client.
Do you want to add anything, Nick, before we take comments? I thought you might want to take some comments, see what people are saying. But
I've got no fucking idea what you're saying because everyone's fighting outside my window. I just went to have a look what it was.
A big tear up in your over the fence, Nick.
Yeah, just by the field, yeah.
Yeah.
Surprised Nicky's not out there having some of it.
The viewer,
I don't move about from my window. I will be out there in a minute.
We can run through some comments if you want. I can get some up and get some.
Yeah, go on, grab some, mate. Grab some.
Gary Page says, "Don't we start our campaign earlier this season? Do we?"
Slightly.
Yeah. We've got a playoff round, haven't we, in Europa? Europa Conference.
JC says, "I'd want a refund on my season ticket if that happens," referring to us leaving it to the last week of the transfer window to sign players.
The thing is, I don't know how you can. I'm not saying you can't blame Moyes, but I don't know how many times that this has to happen to realise that there's a common denominator.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like this ain't the first time this has happened. This happens all the time. We can't afford, if we want to progress, we can't afford to have one in, one out. We've just lost 4. We've just lost 4 first teamers. We've just lost Fredericks, Noble, Yarmolenko, and one other. I can't remember who it was. We just can't afford, like we had a thin squad. That's what cost us last season. We just can't afford to piss about. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. If you replace quality, you know what I mean, get quality in, but that don't mean sell everyone else because the same level can't play week in, week out. They can't. You know what I mean? Like, and that's where this board fall down. There is no ability or willing to build quality. You know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't be having to say to Moisey, you have to sell to get in or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the ins and outs of it all, but I'm reading between the lines here. You know what I mean? Like David Martin, that's it. Sorry, David Martin, we lost. We just can't afford to do that. Otherwise, we're not going to progress. There's going to be teams this season that are coming for us or in and around us. It's going to be Newcastle, Brighton could. If they get a decent, goal scorer.
Aston Villa, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of players coming for that spot, and we're the club in front at the moment. We just can't afford to piss about, and that's what I think's happening is that we're pissing about. We're pissing about once again. You know what I mean? Like, there's even rumours, and they're just rumours, and I've got nothing confirmed. But we're trying to piss about with the Aguirre deal. It's all done and dusted, and we're trying to sort of change it all last minute and sort of like pissing around with Areola, and Newcastle now are decided that they fancy it, or Fulham, or someone else has come thinking like, oh, if they ain't going to do it, we might be able to snatch him. You know what I mean? Like, this happens too many times. This happens too much.
Yeah,
too much.
What I mean, the main thing is what happens. Close of the transfer window. No excuses. Like, that's what I'm really trying to.
Today, by the way, officially open today.
Yeah,
the thing is,
I'm just trying to stay. Not get swept. It's so hard not to get swept up in all the news and get on that negative mindset and just go, let's just see what happens. Comes close of the transfer window.
I can't. But that's the thing, though. Like, we have these discussions every transfer window, and everyone says to me like, "Oh, just wait," and then you wait and nothing happens, and then they go, "Well, don't moan now. There's nothing you can do." You can't have it both ways. You can't say wait and then, what am I waiting for then?
Yeah. The thing is, I'm always been one of these. You've got to give it a little bit of time once the window opens. But you are right. You can't keep waiting and waiting and waiting. We've done that in January, didn't sign no one. all right, last summer we did some early business, but if you think going into while the season ticket renewal was open, it was meant to be so-and-so's a done deal, Areola's a done deal, someone else is a done deal, and now it's all gone quiet.
We did sign that youngster, didn't we, from Man City?
Yeah.
We always. The thing is, we did that last season with Okoflex. We signed him really early on, and then he smashed it in the under-23s and never got a look in. So
the thing is, Dan, we signed Okoflex. I think we signed. Was it Kinnear, the goalkeeper? I think we signed someone else, and then they come out and said, "Oh, we're just signing them for the under-23s."
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Our under-23s are good, and they did well, but
they came second. Yeah,
that doesn't benefit the first team.
Yeah, that's it. I think Gary Page says you can't get 9 players in. Look at what Everton did when they dropped. I don't think we necessarily need 9. Like very, if you look at a striker, a left back, a centre back, obviously you'd count in Areola, who was part of the squad anyway. A defensive midfielder. So we won't count Areola because, like I said, he was part. So defensive midfielder.
Well, there's sorry, Dan. There's even talks that Soucek and Moyes fell out, and Soucek's looking to go.
He wants more money, apparently. Soucek, he wants a new contract. He wants more.
Well, you start playing like you want a new contract then, rather than.
I don't see that. I don't see Moyes and him falling out. To be fair, I think what you were saying, some of the comment there where it said, you don't want 8 or 9 new players. With look at what Everton done, but
look at what we did first season.
If you're bringing in, you're replacing the 4 that have already gone with 4 quality players, and I mean quality players, and then you can bring in 5 squad players to boost the size of the squad. Because let's be honest, that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Then 9 players will work because you've got the 5 that are boosting your bench. So long as that 4
were just stupid with it, weren't they? They went about it, and they just went and signed names, and they tried to chop them. Scott, like what you're saying, Scott, is replacing players, but then adding players that could challenge. But we're still keeping the same core of the team.
If you look at right, so say we get the Areola deal done over the line, right? You look at the spine of our side at the moment. You've got Areola, in front of him you've got Zuma, in front of him you've got Declan Rice. If you were to go and get a striker, even Christian Eriksen, who we're rumoured with, that spine is a strong spine. Yeah, if you look at like losing Yarmolenko, using Noble, you replace Noble with someone like Eriksen. Yeah, and then in that number 10 role where Eriksen plays, your backup player is Lanzini. Yeah, that's not a bad squad player.
Well, someone did ask about what we think about Zinchenko, who seems to be the replacement for Noble, or the person to challenge maybe Soucek, because I know obviously the big thing for him is he doesn't want to play left back anymore. He wants to play in that midfield role. Now, I think Arsenal are trying to sign him as a left back, but he really wants to play there. He plays in that midfield role for Ukraine. So there's a possibility. I haven't seen too much of him in that midfield role. Some people are saying he's good and he would be an upgrade on Soucek, but that's a big possibility if we can get that over the line. But
for me, Dan, is you don't replace Soucek. You replace Soucek in the starting 11, but then you have Soucek as your squad player, as your player on the bench, because Soucek's still got a big part to play within the squad because of what he gives you in games. And you've seen Soucek's game suffered a lot this season because of the freedom that Rice got. And that's why he's got so much criticism, because he weren't scoring the goals that he scored last season because he weren't getting in the positions, because his game had to change because we were pushing Rice further forward.
I'll be honest as well. Last few games of the season, he looked absolutely shot.
And this is the annoying thing about this Nations League. You've got players like Rice, Soucek. You look at the players that went all the way in the Champions League to the Champions League final. You look at our players, Rice, Soucek, who went all the way to the semi-final Europa League. They have played so many games of football, and then UEFA chuck this tournament right at the end of the season when they know we've got a World Cup slap bang in the middle of the season.
They've got 4 games, man. I've never known anything like it.
Exactly, and it's crazy. So you think like them sort of players then, the Rices, the Souceks, They finish them Nations Leagues. They go on holiday. By the time they're on holiday, we're back pre-season training.
Yeah,
and this is why big clubs have big squads, Scott, because you have players that a lot more.
This is where we then fall foul of that because we haven't got a big squad.
I think honestly, what you said about Soucek, like Zinchenko replacing Soucek and Soucek being on the bench, I think Soucek would be so good as a sub, coming on 60, 70 minutes with the energy that he has. That how the threat, if we're trying to break teams down. And we can just go direct, him coming late in the box with them.
And the thing is as well, Dan, it gives you that both sides of the game. Because if you're got a lead and you want to protect that lead and strengthen your midfield, he can play defensive midfield. But like you said, if you want to go a bit more direct and get a goal, you can push him higher up the pitch. And he gives you that option. So you've got the best of both worlds with him. And that's why I think that he's not worth getting rid of. He's worth keeping. If you're not going to start him, then that's fine. But he is a good squad player to have because he gives us different options.
Yeah, and that's it. He obviously won't be on the bench every week because he'll be playing. There's Europe. We're in the Conference League. We're going to be in the FA Cup and Carabao, so everyone's going to get minutes.
Let's be honest. He can play in the Conference League in the early stage of the Conference League. He'll be absolutely fine playing him, and then we can give Declan Rice a rest. Because that boy's played so much football in the past two and a half seasons. He's played a hell of a lot of football.
Yeah, that's it. Cyber Leader WHFC with 179 super chat. Thank you very much, mate. It says, "Hi everyone. How is everyone? Anyone going Soccer Aid? Any of you guys? I'm not going Soccer Aid. You got to go Soccer Aid?
No, mate.
Yeah, I've never. Do you know what? I've never watched it. I've watched like highlights. I remember seeing when fucking Boris Johnson was on a tear up, like in rugby tackling everyone. Fucking oath, and that's the last thing. That's the last thing I saw of Soccer Aid. So. But Nobes is playing, so I might want to. But Nobes playing with some of these reality TV stars and stuff. I don't know if I can bring myself to watch that.
Well, he's been playing Power League, I think. To be honest, I've seen him over the Power League. Our sports has talked about our left back situation. Stop being loyal to Cresswell just because he's been at the club for ages and he's English. He's so poor and past it. No, keep on talking about number 10s.
I agree to a degree, but obviously there's a whole squad of players that we got to talk about. You get to, we've talked about Soucek, we talked about Benrahma and Lingard. We get to be patient.
Mate, I'm not loyal to anyone. If there's better players that can come in, then they should be coming in. Like, I'm not loyal to Cresswell. I don't care whether he's been at the club a long time. He has been at the club a long time. He's been one of a consistent performer for the club for a long time. But if someone else is better out there, go and get them. I'm not loyal to Cresswell because he's been at the club for fucking 7 years. That's not how you progress. Like, maybe he's in decline. He's getting old. He's getting on. Maybe he's in decline. I'm not talking about him, but I do think, with all due respect, that there are positions that need filling before the left back position.
I think that's one of our key positions. I think obviously centre back is huge and striker, but I think left back we massively need to upgrade on left back. We need someone who can defend and go forward and do it both and has more energy and can get up and down up and down the wing.
But that's the thing, it's when you look at this season as a whole, right? What the Creswell in the semi-final that he wrote, where that weren't great, it weren't his finest moment, but the strikers win your games. Number 10s can turn a game on his head. Defensively, we have been pretty solid at times. It's more to the fact of injuries to the centre backs while we've had to shuffle and change and tiredness. And it's always, no matter how you look at it, strikers and creative midfielders normally win you a game more than your defence does. And that's why we end up talking about it. And also because we haven't upgraded our striker for a long time. Yeah, we do. Creswell, for me, I don't really want to see Creswell starting at left back next season. I want to see an upgrade on Creswell. But
I think he got targeted a lot this year by opposition.
But I still want to see Creswell in the squad, not because of sentiment, but because I still think he has a role to play within a squad as a squad player because he's a decent backup.
Yeah, but you said he shouldn't be starting. But do you know what the thing is, Scott? When you look at it, people have put this to me in debates when we talk about strikers, and I take some of it on board. Is that we didn't really struggle to score goals last season. Goals were not an issue. I'm not saying we don't need a striker, but the fact that we scored so many goals, but was also conceding quite a few goals towards the end of the season, shows that our defense really does need improving. Really does need upgrading.
No, but I disagree there, because goals, like at the beginning of the season, towards the end of the season, dried up a little bit as well.
But we were still scoring. I think we scored in every home game.
We're still scoring, Dan.
Well, in the league we did. In the league we did.
A striker that scores 9 goals and a striker that scores 20 goals is the difference between finishing 7th and 4th or 3rd.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like the thing they say, a good defense wins titles.
The difference between West Ham this season and Tottenham this season, was Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. That's the difference.
And Antonio Conte. Without Antonio Conte, they don't.
I'm with Nicky.
Wait a minute. They had Harry Kane and Son last season. So why are they the difference this season? They had Kane and Son under Nuno, and we were above them. So why weren't they the difference then? But they're the difference
because they started scoring goals.
Yeah, but they were scoring goals last season, and Son had been scoring goals. So you've got to look at things changed when they got Conte. I rate Moyes, but Conte is a world-class manager. He's a level above. So you've got to.
Yeah, I sort of agree with you a bit. But the other thing that helped Spurs was their January transfer window.
Yeah,
and the fact by that time they had no European football.
But what did they sign as well? They got was it Romero in?
Yeah, they signed key players. The one of the guys they signed from Italy. He come in after a few games, started it in form. That's the difference.
Both of them did very early.
Yeah, they
Conte is. I suppose Conte is the difference, but I'm talking about in terms of the team. You got 2 strikers there that scored 40 goals.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, Nick. I do think we can get a striker in that could probably score more goals. It's going to be hard to find someone that can come in and do like a Harry Kane, and we're not asking for that. Right. We're asking for a decent striker. But I think
you look at the way we was this season, right? Yeah, you put Spurs attack in our 11. Yeah, and our attacking Spurs is 11. Who finishes higher?
Put what? Our attack.
You put Kane and Son in our 11, and you put in Antonio and I don't know, Benrahma or Fornals in their 11.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that it's not a factor, but I'm talking about if you're talking about our team now, I think it is from the way last season went, upgrading our left back and a centre back, because obviously I don't expect Ogbonna to come back in and be the same. He's older, he's had surgery. So I do think we need that position. So I think solidifying our defense even more, cutting out them stupid mistakes and things like that. And I think Dawson is going to be a great squad player. And then having someone in the midfield to support Rice, who's maybe better at controlling the game, I think that is really key. We definitely need a striker without a doubt.
Yeah.
But having that, like Graham pointed out earlier, Creswell was targeted quite a bit. And you want someone that, fucking target him, but he's going to be a brick wall. You ain't getting past him, mate.
Yeah, like that. Like someone put in the comments that Bassey from Rangers, absolute man mountain, and a decent player as well.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you think you bring the lad in from City, and he wants to play centre midfield, right? Bring him in, play centre midfield. You've upgraded your centre midfield. You need then to bring in another attacking centre midfielder for me. An upgrade on a Lanzini. You need a striker, definitely.
Lingard, wouldn't it? Unless he's going to play on the wing.
Lingard's, that's an upgrade on your winger. And
he can play in the middle though, can't he? Just behind the striker.
Oh yeah, he can play he's played behind striker, but
you want to sign Lingard. But would you keep Benrahma? So you're saying keep Benrahma.
Yep.
Put Lingard in, and you still want another attacking midfield. You want to?
I would not be selling anybody.
Yeah.
I would not be selling anybody.
Well, there's only one I'd sell.
Masuaku.
Yeah, that's it. He's the only one I'd let go.
Do you know I think the problem is as well. We tend to think a team can only have one flair player in it. We go, oh well, if you've got Lingard, you can't have Benrahma in it. You know, you can have more than one flair player. You can have 2 or 3 players on the pitch that can pull something out of the bag.
Yeah, but
you know, it was like I saw an interview. This was sorry, Scott. It was Glenn Hoddle when he was playing at Monaco, and the Italian 90 was coming up, and he didn't get picked for the England squad. And one Monaco players were saying, you know, how come? And he was playing really well that year. And he said they was all saying, well, you know, how come you're not going to the World Cup? And he went, oh, because they're taking like Paul Gascoigne. Like, well, so the attitude was we can only have one flair player in the side.
Yeah, but you've got you can have more than one flair player, but you've got to have a team that works right around them.
Mm.
You know, this is the thing.
Man City have got lots of flair players. They've done all right.
Yeah, I'm going back with the rumour being with Eriksen. You know, we've got a free transfer. You bring him in and ask him to play deep and as a defensive midfielder, it ain't going to work. You build a team around players like that.
Yeah,
you know, Masuaku, like Nicky said, he's the only one to go out the door for me because he's not good enough. Not good enough.
I think RP Sport, as much as probably Nicky won't like me to say this, but he makes another good point. You got to give him credit. He's talking about defense allows wingers to get forward. Soufal and Johnson behind Bowen is proof of that. Our left side is struggling. And that was always a problem. If you look at it with Creswell, when we had Anderson, and I know, you know, Anderson didn't live up to what, you know, we wanted him to be. But a lot of the time, he had to play deep to cover for Creswell a lot of the time. Whereas if you've got someone you've got more confidence in defensively, like he said, freeze the winger up to be forward more and not have to worry about I've got to, you know, support the left back more. So I think he makes a good point.
Yeah, but the thing is, we're not saying we don't need a left back. We agree we need a new left back. We need an upgrade.
How much of a priority is what
the thing is, what he says here is get asked about talk about left backs, and 3 minutes later we're talking about strikers. What left backs are we linked with? None. So what the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, we need a left back.
I think we were linked when we let with that Kamara thingy.
What can I say apart from that? Well, we need a left back. Should we sign Batley? Yeah, go on then. I don't know what you want me to talk about. There's nothing to talk about.
The thing is that when you look at that situation, you know, the worst case scenario, we've got Johnson who can play left back.
Yeah, and the thing is, we've got at the minute, like whether you like them or not, we've got 3 fucking left backs.
Yeah, but you can say you've got 3 left backs, Nick, but no one likes Masuaku playing there. Everyone does their nutting. But Johnson, to me, like the way he performed, I would have him over Creswell anyway. But you don't want worst case scenario. We want best case scenario.
We should be looking at a left back. I don't know, but we should be looking.
They've had enough time to realise, and you know, for a few weeks.
Yeah, we've been 500 days without a fucking centre forward.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like,
days.
Yeah, but that's what. But they should be. They can't. You know what I mean? They should be able to see left back and striker. They can't have tunnel vision. We should have a scouting network. Look at you. Go around. Show me some strikers. You go and find me some left backs. Let's evaluate them. You centre back. You know what I mean? Like, we should be able to do it holistically.
Yeah. So the thing is, you guys saying about the guy from Rangers, it's always a risk taking.
I've got to get some more ice, man. My fucking hand is coming up.
What have you done?
He put his hand in hot butter.
Yeah. The problem with signing players from Rangers is it's a big risk. Taking any player from the Scottish Premier League is a risk, in my opinion.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, it is a risk. But
it's a bigger risk than putting a player up from the Championship.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what scouting's for. Like, you get Van Dijk. Like, if you do your scouting well, and you can identify a player, you can see have they got the qualities, the physicality, if they got those components that could suit the Premier League, rather than just looking at, wow, they score a shitload of goals, or they're really good in defense in there. They don't let many people run past them, but really look at the attributes that they've got, you know.
Yeah, of course. Look, I'm not saying that every player that plays in the Scottish Premier is bad. I'm not saying that at all. It's just, just for me, it's just when you look at a player who plays well in the Scottish Premier, it doesn't always necessarily mean that he's anything. He's mustard, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. This is the thing. I just want, as long as we do our due diligence on these players, I'm willing to. And a lot of the time we get swept up in like, oh fuck, what we signing him. I'm giving Moyes and the scouting team, Rob Newman, the benefit of the doubt to say, look, if you sign this player from this league, I'm banking that you've done your homework, you've done your due diligence, and you've seen that they suit our system and they can suit the Premier League. Because we've got to sign players, but we have to get it right. We have to get it spot on. We've really taken a long time. Like Nicky pointed out, we go back to striker. Though. We sold Allaire, 18 months ago. So now when we do sign that striker, it's taking a fucking long time. So get it right. Don't, you know what I mean?
That's the thing. If they were to get it right, we'd all sit back and go, you know what? I'm glad they took their time.
Yeah.
Because we'd all be more up in arms if they went and signed another striker who scored no goals in 15 games.
Yeah. Ollie says Dennis from Watford worth a punt. Yeah, I really fancy him, and especially the price they're talking about, like 17 mil to 20.
That's the thing I find a bit crazy, because he was probably one of the brighter players in a poor Watford side.
He scored a good goal against us there as well.
People turning their nose up to you think you put him in a better team. It's not guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed in football. We know that. We've been bitten before. And
imagine him with Lingard and Bowen and Antonio when he's on it, and you've got Dennis in there, or Dennis playing, because he can play up front or he can play behind the striker. Yeah. But you've got those players around him.
And I think we both said it the other week. We don't want to see that first game of the season as Antonio as our main striker.
But the problem is, the report was that Moyes does. And Moyes wants a striker to come in to play second fiddle to Antonio, and he still sees Antonio as his main man.
For me, we need to put Antonio back out wide, because we'll get so much more out of him, because he is a natural winger.
Well, he drifts out wide all the time.
That's the unfortunate thing. With the squad that we had last season, we probably had one natural winger, and that was Bowen.
Well, you look at the fella that's just gone to Liverpool. Nunes.
We were linked with him in January.
We bid for him in January, £60 million. They wanted another £8 million for him.
Pay it.
If you're paying 60 million, what's another 8?
Exactly, that's it, mate.
Liverpool just paid 80 now, haven't they?
Huh?
Liverpool paid 80, haven't they now?
They had 80 million euros, I think that is. So it's probably similar to what they wanted in January. And even if fucking the worst comes to worst, he's a top class centre forward. Do you know what I mean? Like a proper centre forward. Like,
and
you're going to pay. You're going to bid 60, but it's all this smoke and mirrors stuff. It's all like, oh fuck it, we bid 60, but we couldn't stretch that 65.
Yeah,
come on, man.
You look at the way he's rolled in at Liverpool and hit the ground running. Basically cemented himself in that front three that was coming in as a new player was tough to cement yourself in.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. By the way, I that was a good point. Suburban Sasquatch on a jetty, because I think Celtic are trying to get rid of him, so that's hilarious.
Crazy. That's crazy.
But I have not heard this. Have you seen? Apparently, we're open to selling Rice now for 75 mil this summer. I have not.
There's no way we're selling Rice. There's no way we're selling Rice. Not this summer.
Could you imagine if they sold it for 70? Could you imagine the backlash they'd get?
What would be the point? 75 million. That's the guy's worth double.
Yeah. That would be. I cannot see that. Everyone's going crazy about Rice apparently not being in the.
It would be such a typical Sullivan thing to do that though.
Yeah. Well, we just spoke.
The problem is, like someone said here, that heard from an inside source that Rice to Man United is being done. Maybe for next season, not for this season. But
I'll be honest, mate. I think if he was to go to Man United, I think he's crazy.
Yeah, it'd be stupid. It'd be absolutely stupid.
Absolutely crazy to go to that football club. That football club, Ten Hag the last 2 seasons.
if that.
That football club's a poison chalice. You wouldn't want to touch that as a player. You don't want to touch that club as a barge pole at the minute.
That Man United team, as it is now, is a million miles away behind Man City and Man Liverpool and all that sort of thing.
That Man United team will not win a Champions League or a league title for another 10 years.
And he's already getting pissed off with all the media people all the time, like on his fucking case. I see one the other week where the geezer's like chasing him down the fucking road, like some from Sky Sports. And he just didn't like. He's got some fucking security guard with him, like batting him away. And then the same geezer rolls up to him in a car as he's taking a picture with a kid, and basically jumps in front of the fucking kid, to get an interview with him, like a quick word with him. Like it's that's all that they're interested in. That's all that they're interested in. The media is them. And like,
how's he going to react when they go 5 games without a win?
It's just that the Man United fans make me fucking die, mate. They make me die because the amount of people. Like I just said the other week, I don't think he'll do that well there. Yeah, and they came for me in their droves, Man United fans, and even like Flex, and I know Flex, and Flex is a friend of mine. He's going, they're changing everything now. But how many times have I heard that? They're changing this, they're changing that, they're changing. Like Mourinho was going to be their saviour. Then fucking, like, even going back to Louis van Gaal, he was going to be their fucking saviour. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ole's at the wheel, he was going to be their saviour. Everyone that's come, this geezer that came in this season and has literally fucking been slung out the door or got so pissed off of it all that he's just turned around and goes, you know what, this ain't fucking worth it. He was meant to be the Messiah, this geezer.
Yeah.
And he couldn't tune out of them. This geezer's coming from Ajax. Now, listen, I may be totally wrong, but if them managers can't get it, I just don't know what they think this geezer's going to do different.
I think he will improve them a little bit, but they're not going to win titles. Look, if Rice leaves us, Rice needs to be going to Chelsea or City, nowhere else.
Real Madrid. Go Real Madrid.
No, I'm on about in the Premier League. If he stays in the Premier League,
go Real Madrid. If it's true, Real Madrid have got him on their list of players that they want. Stick with us another year, and like again, I'll talk about Rice in a second. What happened to me the other day, but go there. You win 3 Champions League medals. You win. Fucking 5-6 La Liga. Look at what Gareth Bale's done. Gareth Bale has been fucking harshly treated by. I think he's a 6 or 1 dozen the other. I think he ain't covered himself in glory. But at the end of the day, he walks away from there with like 5 Champions League winners' medals.
Yeah,
5 Champions. That's nearly as much as Liverpool's won in their fucking history. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just like, why would you go to Man United at 23, 24 years old? They've got about another 6 or 7 years before they'll even be considering to be challengers for anything, in my opinion.
No.
United now are going to be like Arsenal, happy finishing 4th. Do you know what I mean? That's what they're going to be. But I'm with you, Nick, with their fans, same as Arsenal fans. The level of entitlement that they think they have, because they are who they are. And, it's just why people are so fed up with their clubs.
There we go.
The press doesn't.
Yeah. The press licks their backsides left, right and centre, them two. They can't do no wrong. Look at the team of the season. And, I think it was Son was left out, but Ronaldo was put in or something mad like that.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Absolutely
crazy.
crazy.
Like a golden boot and he didn't take a penalty.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
I don't get it. I think it was all Man City, Liverpool, which you'd expect. And I think the 2 in there was a Chelsea player and a Man United player. I think that was, I believe that was Ronaldo and was it Rudiger?
Centre, might have been. I'm not too sure. But But that's and that's the thing. It's just craziness, and that's the media, and that's why that side.
Yeah, but then I mean, Liverpool fans were the same. They thought they had the right to win the title, even though they've got as many Premier League titles as Leicester and Blackburn.
Yeah, but anyway, let's talk about Jarrod Bowen a little bit. He made his England debut and got his second cap in the last week. He'd probably be playing some sort of role tomorrow as well, and if maybe Tuesday. I thought he looked comfortable. I thought he looked like he'd been there for a long time. He looked determined. He looked full of energy. I think he was one of our better players in the first game, and I think he done his part. I think Grealish was the change, was the big catalyst of the change. But Jarrod Bowen didn't do himself any harm in the way he's played. I think he was brilliant.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. Again, as we were saying, the long season that he's had, the amount of games that he's played, the first game he played, he looked our best attacking option. He wanted the ball, he wanted to get in behind the defenders. He looked like he was there, and he fitted in so well for me. He looked like he'd been there before. It weren't his debut, and I said with Germany, Grealish was the one that made the difference, but he brought something that we needed, and you wouldn't have thought that he's played the amount of games he's played this season, especially considering the raving that you get around Saka.
I don't quite understand. Saka's a good player, but I don't quite understand all the fuss.
Yeah, he's a good player, but when it said, if you look at the amount of games Bowen's played to him. Bowen just looks a natural for that England side for me.
Yeah, I think he seems like a player. I think that Southgate, really will take to, and he really seems to like him. I can see him being, in and around that squad for a while.
And if he sling that fucking Mason Mount right out, that's what he needs to do.
I'll be honest, mate. I think against in the first game, I think if Kane weren't as greedy as he was, I think Bowen gets a goal.
Yeah,
there was a couple of times when Kane. I remember one time in the first half, Bowen's peeled away at the back post, and Kane's gone for a ridiculous shot that he put wide instead of just trying to dink it into him, and he would have been unmarked.
Yeah,
it's
with
Kane didn't push it. Where have I heard that before?
Yeah. I did a show yesterday. There was a Liverpool guy, Grizz Khan, and he said that the people that he spoke to inside the club is that Liverpool are very, very interested in Bowen, like very interested, and they really they want to sign him. Klopp really wants him at Liverpool, so they're gonna they probably will bid for him this summer, and if not, try and come for him next.
I don't think he'll go this summer. I don't even think they'll bid for him this summer.
When he asked me about price, because I said about at the moment between 60 and 80 is what I said.
Yeah, I think so. I think that would be probably fair. Probably about 60 million, 70 million.
Yeah. Again, when you look at what he brings to our side, the goals that he scores, the assists that he gets, and the price it will cost us to replace him, this is the big thing when people kick off that we value Rice at 150 million. It's what he brings to the side, and it is what we'd have to do to replace a player like that. And Bowen would be the same.
Yeah, Bowen. Yeah. I think Bowen. If Bowen was to say, because now his valuation goes up. Now he's an England international. Mm-hmm. If he goes on next season as another season like he does this season, it goes up again. This is his first season in the Premier League where he's really, in terms of output, like he's always looked good and he's always showed promise. But this season, like you and I said, Scott, he got the finishing down. He got his that cutting edge, the decision making. He's worked on that.
He improved as a player from that first half of the season that he had. Do you know what I mean? When we said what we said, he improved himself as a player.
It seems like he improved as a player as his private life started settling.
Yeah. And that's the thing, certain little things around your private life sometimes gives you that little boost. And he said with what Dan said the other week, where he said, he admitted that he turned around and said, Kevin Nolan's helped him a lot with his finishing and stuff like that. He's gone and done the right things. And that's what you want to see from your players. You look at Obonna's everyone's on holiday. Obonna's training.
Yeah.
You want to see your players getting the extra work, and he worked hard as well last summer, didn't he? Because he went, he was working, training. I think then his family owned a farm or something.
Yeah.
And he was training there and working there, and that's if you could get 11 players with that attitude towards football, and they've got a bit about them ability wise, you'd be laughing. If you could go and find 11 Bowens like that, it'd be perfect.
The thing is, Hammer's dad, this brings up an interesting point on Liverpool front because he's a Man United fan, Bowen. So I don't know whether that might be a sticking point for him, or it could just be a situation.
I think that might be a rumour. Then I think he might support a league club.
No, he is a Man United fan. He said it on that podcast with.
Okay.
Thing. So he actually he's a Man United fan. Like, grew up a Man United fan as a kid. So he's come out and said it. So it depends how much.
Another local then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. At least he's sort of northern, isn't he? Like, at least he's, up that way somewhere. But no, he did. He is. He said I listened to the whole thing, and he talked about being a Man United fan. He is a Man United. Or was it? It was either that, or it was an interview he did when he was at England. He did an interview with someone, and he said,
"Someone's a Hereford fan."
No, Hereford's his local team that he would go and see. But he said it. You can look it up. He said out of his lips, he's a Man United fan. I saw it with my own eyes. I heard it with my own ears. But so I don't know whether that's going to play, or it's just one of them things of it's so far back you can't turn down a club like Liverpool, and that's the option. I think they said, because who do they play? Who have they got on that right hand side? Is it Salah? Salah plays on the right.
Salah plays on the right.
Salah, because this is how far that he said that they consider him their Salah replacement. That's what he said to me. They look at him because obviously Salah, he wants more money. He's running down his contract. He might not be there in a season or two. They're looking at him to be that player to fulfill, to be that replacement for Salah, which is huge. We just have to hope whatever happens, he keeps raising it. Because look, if he does go, we'll get a good amount of money. They've paid this much money for Núñez. They don't do it often, but they're willing to slap down big money. And
I think as well that they paid that money for Núñez means that they won't pay any more.
Not this window, yeah.
Núñez is a replacement for Mane. Mane's leaving.
Yeah,
and then I think Salah will leave next year.
Yeah,
and I think that's when they'll step up their pursuit of Bowen. And to be honest, I think you'll go.
I think again it all depends on where we are this time next season. What we've done.
Yeah, again, and private life. He's got family down in Essex now. Met a London girl with a youngster. Are they going to want to upheave everything? She's got a career. I don't know what the career is, but she has got a career. I think she's an ambassador for some brands, and she's got a podcast with her dad and all that sort of thing. It's not a cut and dry thing because they are sort of settling down.
And the thing is the crazy thing is, mate, London's a big pull when it comes to people.
Yeah.
London's one of the places that people want to live at the minute.
Well, that's what he was saying. Initially he had no interest in London. He was, he's a country boy. He was skeptical of it, but now he's here. He really likes it, and he's acclimatized to London. Yeah. But this is the Man United quote, by the way. I found it. He said, I followed Man United a bit growing up as well, but I think I more followed them because I thought Beckham was cool. Him growing up, me supporting Man United, trying to copy him. So it was the Beckham thing, how we got into Man United. So he's not like die hard Man United.
He just said he followed them.
Yeah. The thing is, you get a lot of supporters who support lower league sides, but also sort of have a soft spot for a top team. A Premier League team.
Hammerhead says Rashford says London intrigues him. Apparently, another player we've gone in with a bid for.
See, for me, I'd take a punt on Rashford.
I think he's on big money though. He's on like 250 grand a week or something silly.
Yeah, I'd take a punt on loan.
If he's available, if they'd loan him. I know Spurs are in for Rashford as well, and I think Arsenal are in for Rashford.
The thing that Spurs have over us is they've obviously got Champions League football.
But I feel 45 players in that fucking position.
Yeah, I just feel with Rashford needs to look at what happened to Lingard when he came to us. It gave him that.
Could kickstart his career again.
Yeah, that's it. It gave him a lease of life. And, it's one of those. Come sign him on loan. That way you're not paying the big fee, the big wages. Get him on a loan. He has a chance then to rebuild his career because we'll benefit. He'll benefit. And then at the end of the season, again, see what position we're in.
Yeah. Me and Dan met Rashford when he had that breakout season, didn't we, Dan?
What, at the FIFA? Was that FIFA long?
Yeah. Do you remember?
Was he when he was playing they was playing FIFA in the room, weren't they?
In the room, yeah, we were winning the room. Reece Oxford, yeah.
Yeah, I remember, yeah. Yeah, I mean he seems like a good lad, He
was a kid then.
Yeah.
He just had his breakout season.
2017, wasn't it?
I believe it was, yeah. Maybe 16.
See, the thing is as well, with a player like Rashford, he suits the way we set up.
Yeah.
We do set up quite defensive-minded and counter-attack, and he has got a bit of pace about him.
It's interesting. Cross Hammer makes an interesting... I didn't know this. He has a long-term injury. That's why Man U want him gone. We know we've had a lot of players with these injuries.
The thing is, though, Dan, when you think about it, right, we know Bonner went off with that long-term injury, but this is, I think, the most games Antonio has ever played in the season for us.
Yes,
and it goes to show that I think that our medical teams sort of know now what they're doing, where before we've it's been ridiculous the sort of things that have happened. But to keep Antonio fit for a full season with the injury record that he has was massive, and it was massive for us because of the integral part he was into the side.
Yeah. But Anas makes a good point. Shout out to Anas. He's always in the chat. Good guy. We need pace. That is something we're in touch on. We desperately need pace in this side. When we're trying to counter attack and things like that, you can see we break so slow. And some of it's because of our passing and indecision, but also our pace. And Antonio, you losing a yard of pace, that's cost us quite a few goals, I think.
Yeah, mate, you are right. And that's what someone like Rashford brings. Bowen's got a bit about him. Bowen's quite quick. Look, don't get me wrong, Antonio's not slow by any means, but he has lost that little bit. And that the way we defend set pieces and things like that with 11 men behind the ball, you need players. Fornals, as much as he brings to the side, and he's good work rate, he's not quick. So when you want to counter, he's not the fastest to get yourself forward. I think in a way as well, that's where Soucek thrives a little bit more in the side, because when we do break, he's quick enough to get forward.
Yeah.
I think Rashford could add a lot to our side. But like you said, there's a lot of people in for him, and they said with Spurs, they've got that. You're going to be playing Champions League football.
Yeah, exactly. Bro's obviously been linked with a lot.
Whether he wants to play football or play Champions League football. Someone who wants to play a lot of football, because, as I said, there is competition in there, and there's going to be a lot of rotation there. And
the thing is as well, you look at the time we signed Lingard on loan. You sort of got to think that there probably was other opportunities out there for him for sides that were. I don't think he could play in the Champions League at that point, but there was probably other opportunities, and he chose us because he liked what whatever more you put in front of him.
He also liked Moyes
because he can play anywhere along that front three. Rashford. I mean, what are you signing him as? Because to me, I would only consider it if we sign him as a striker.
Oh, I'm signing him in front of to play in front of Antonio.
Yeah, because he's never going to get in front of Bowen for me. Well, not never. I don't. That sounds crazy, but I would rather. I want Bowen starting. I don't want to sacrifice Bowen. If we have Bowen, then you have Rashford up front, and then Lingard on the left. If we get Lingard over the line,
I'd even have a go at Martial up front. I really would.
He spent a lot of his time alone injured.
Yeah, I think with what you're saying, if we get Lingard and we bring in Rashford, I'd put Antonio out on the left.
We might as well just sign all the players that Man United don't want anymore. Let's get Phil Jones in and Luke Shaw, and we don't need left back.
I'd have Luke Shaw. Sure, I would have Luke Shaw.
But this is the thing: if you're looking at players who we're linked with and rumour mill and that type of thing, if you were to bring in a Lingard, you were to bring in a Rashford, there is a place for Antonio in that starting front four.
For sure. Listen, Antonio's still a brilliant player. It's just that we can't just pin everything on him.
Yeah, like we can't just all our hopes of we can't have him as everything's Antonio.
He needs to have to fight his way into the team, which I think he'd be capable of fighting his way into that team. He's a good player, Antonio.
He wanted that, man. He asked for that in January. He asked for it. He asked for that exactly. I need someone in here challenging me. I need someone in here.
He said it in November,
yeah.
But Broja we've been linked with a lot lately, and I've been seeing it because of Chelsea, the big spend that they're rumoured to have. You know, his position could be one that's up in doubt. I think obviously, look, he did tail off for Southampton, but
someone just said, "What does Graham think?" You're just sitting there like you're watching the telly,
mate. My back is killing me.
He's got glasses on, glasses off. Like his nose is itching.
My eyes are getting a headache.
Your eyes are getting a headache.
Your eyes are getting a headache.
My eyes are getting a headache.
I said I'm getting a headache and my eyes are aching.
Take a lay down. Take a couple of tablets. Have a lie down, Gray.
Yeah, great.
What now?
Go on, mate. Go if you want to go.
No,
there's no point in you just sitting there
in suffering.
Yeah, I think. Am I boring?
Right. No. I just need a couple of ibuprofen.
Graham's done some solid work for the past.
He's had some physical work going on this week. I know.
He's feeling the effects. Early mornings. I say our graft. He's had to graft a little bit, but he's had a lot of early mornings and long days. So
Scott always digs me out. Always digs.
I'm sticking up for you. Sticking up for you.
Yeah.
Finally coming into the real world of working, mate.
There have been very long days this week.
There you go. See. It's not easy working like that and keeping a smile on your face, Gray, is it?
I don't keep a smile on my face.
Keep your eyes open. That's the answer.
Anyway, let's move it on again before we go like 10 minutes after anything.
Hang on, sorry, Nick. Just saying with Broja, there was another comment about Werner.
I said we should take Werner. I don't think Werner comes to us though.
Yeah, he's got to be on silly money and all, wouldn't he? Like,
the work rate wise, he does fit.
Finishing.
It's the finishing.
Finishing, yeah.
And maybe Kevin Nolan can work his magic on Broja.
That's it.
Not Broja, fucking Werner. Yeah, get Nolan on him.
Yeah. What you said about Broja with Southampton, mate. Southampton, the whole team died off.
Yeah. That's it. And he's still young.
The new kit come out this week. Probably the worst kept kit secret that's ever fucking existed. We've all seen it probably about 3 weeks ago now. But it was officially unveiled. What's your thoughts? Initial thoughts.
Do you know what? When I first saw the pictures of it, I was like, man, it don't look too bad. But now I've seen it on, not so keen on it. Looks like a training top.
I agree with that.
Yeah, bang on 100%. It was great to see our new signings, James Collins, in
on Cole Marlon Airwood.
Dan,
can you get a pickup while we're talking?
Of the kit.
I don't like it, to be honest. Dan, I know you said you sort of like the new goalkeeper shirt, but I don't even like that one.
It's just a bit jazzy, isn't it? It's a bit
jazzy. It just reminds me of that awful kit Spurs had last season.
I think we've had plain goalie kits for too long now. You can take liberty with a goalie kit.
Oh, of course you can.
God, they took some massive liberties in the 90s with something. Not just West Ham, but like kits in general. But absolutely some absolute shockers.
Did we have like an luminous yellow kit at one point? You know.
Right.
Yeah, we used to have one with it was light blue with a sun on it. Some like cartoon sun.
Yeah, I love the crazy 90s goalkeeper tops. They were brilliant.
They're the ones that go for big money these days, mate.
Yeah, yeah. People do. You can see
find the originals of them. You're laughing.
Right, where is this picture? But yeah, I just think the kit to me is a bit plain. It just looks a bit basic. Like if you do it all over.
It's not
be interesting to see what the away one comes out like.
Black, apparently, with a luminous fucking trim.
Oh, if that's
that's what I thought. That was a mock-up.
No, I've heard someone that's seen it is black with a luminous trim.
Not a luminous,
like orange or red. So so when have we ever wore luminous red in there? Has that ever been one of the club colours?
There we go.
There's
It's not an horrible kit. Like I just think it's a bit plain.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like a training top to me.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, it's based off of the 91 to 93 home kit, I believe.
Yeah.
With the stripes, but I know a couple of people that have got them, and they are selling them in a shop now. But if I remember rightly, right now, Graham, you might be able to back me up on this, or dispel these rumours. Yeah, they weren't particularly like then.
No, it wasn't.
I actually
I mean, when it came out, I remember a lot of people I remember I had one, just the one before that, which was a Butter one. But I think if I remember correctly, now I was only young, I was only about 9 when it came out. I remember people whinging about it. People remember, I don't like it, no blue on the sleeves and all of this sort of thing, and that sort of thing was going on. I don't remember a lot of people buying it.
No, you didn't. I don't remember seeing too many of them knocking about on a match day.
Yeah,
to be fair.
But why would you base a shirt on something that wasn't fucking liked in the first place?
Yeah, I don't know. Like we were saying the other week, I think rather than coming up with something new, it's it's a nod to this shirt or a nod to that one.
It's
basically we'll take the money. Don't really have to do a lot for it. We'll just rehash an old kit from the 90s or the 80s.
They're doing that every season now.
Yeah, one of them always, even back 17. There was a nod to the 1903, and then a nod to the Thames Iron Works. There we go. There's the one that we talked about.
Yeah, I prefer that. I like that. To me,
I don't like that.
The thing is, Dan, it was like early 90s. Everything, all the kits in the 90s were massively baggy.
To be fair, that's even worse than that one now.
What I like is it just me, or has it got? Because I haven't. Yeah, look, it's got the castle imprint on there, so it's got something about it. Do you know what I mean? It's got a little bit more of the stripes there, and the baggy kits, they're good for us fat bastards as well.
Well, this is the thing, right? This is the thing with the kits. Yeah, they design the kits to look good on the players, right? But they don't think of us people who've got a bit of a belly.
Haven't quite got the athletic build.
Listen,
do you remember when we had the under 23?
Wait. At least they're not 115 fucking pounds.
Yeah. We ain't released an elite kit yet. What the fuck is an elite kit? Someone explain that to me.
That is what it's a player issue one. Basically, it's the kit the players wear. It's not the ones you buy in the club shop that are, like you say, for the bigger sizes. This is for the athletic build. Scott, do you remember when
some of them player issue kits, right? If you try to put them on, mate, it'd be like it would just about fit over your head.
Do you remember when Scott? Do you remember when? Go on. No, I was just going to say when we had the kit for Thames, the Was it the under-23 kit we're doing? And I ended up having to play. And I look like, when they have the people when they're naked, but they have like clothes painted on. That's what I look like.
I was just about to say, we actually had player issue kit, and that was given to us by someone at West Ham when they finished using the beginning of the first season when Thames didn't have a kit. And they had extra large shirts, mate, that wouldn't even fit round my fucking leg. Like they're I don't know how they fucking size them up. I don't know what the fuck that's. We probably still got that knocking about somewhere, haven't we?
I've got it.
Yeah, I think Scott's got it.
Yeah.
This is controversial. But this up. So with the exception of the plain 1960s kit, I've never taken to our kits or colours. Remember, we copied our colours from Villa. We won them off Villa, I believe.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
It was a bet. We didn't copy it. It was a bet between.
Yeah, it was. We won it in a bet. Was it between the kit men or something, or the coaches?
It was probably to be fair back in them days, mate. It's probably the owners.
Yeah,
players. Yeah, it was a couple of players that had the kit.
Yeah, and it was a case of if we won the game, they gave us their kit.
It wasn't a game; it was a race.
You see what Paulie Walnuts has put.
Well,
oh dear.
Yeah, but no, it is. Listen, I love the claret and blue, and I would like to see us try something like Graham said, try something different, experiment, and generally you can. I know you can do that more so with the third.
Look, Dan,
but not only am I not a big fan of the kit, but they've gone with light blue shorts and claret socks.
You know what? I see a post on Twitter talking about all the West Ham yadars, they call them, like basically middle-aged West Ham fans who moan about claret sleeves and claret shorts. And that was the post. That was the gist of the post. And I was like, I haven't moaned about any of that. I thought I'm safe. I'm not a West Ham yadar, as they call them. But you are, Nick. You've put yourself in that category now.
Yeah, definitely.
Talking about claret shorts, but that does. A lot of people are get very passionate about the sleeves. I
just think your home kit should be tradition. You can take a bit of a liberty with an away and a third, but your home kit should always be like, especially with colours, like look, blue sleeves. Or sometimes you don't have blue sleeves. Sometimes you have blue sleeves. That can be decided, but. Your colours should be your colours. It should be claret, white, white.
I mean, the thing is, I think with clubs like Newcastle and Sunderland, like Celtic and that, it's hoops and stripes. That's never going to change.
But sometimes Newcastle have added a bit of blue to their own, to the black and white.
But the thing is, I was ages ago. I was talking to someone. This was a few years ago, like with Celtic. They said because they can't really do much with the home kit, it's the hoops all the time. They're allowed to like basically just go all out on the away kit.
Yeah.
I'd like to see us bring the hoops back. For the home, bring that back. I think for the home shirt, blue hoops, claret top, blue hoops. I
agree with Alan Phillips. About time we return to Adidas. Always loved our Adidas kits.
It's time for a change. I think
Umbro's blue home shorts as well. Pricks.
What's that?
I said they put a pair of blue home shorts with one of our kits once.
They did.
It does look a bit weird, doesn't it?
Adidas do. They make some good kits, and
for me,
86 ones were 86 and the 80.
Everything through Adidas always comes up to my fucking belly button.
Oh they're Adidas are tight fitting every time.
They're not tight. I never found them tight. I found them loose fitting, but very short. Even my son's kit was fucking like that. It was really wide, but really short.
Yeah, so these Bucks are still. Does they still exist? These Bucks are still in business. Go back to it.
They're making the fucking retro shirts now.
They made the best like shirts like for us. I think in our history.
The other day, right? I was driving to work. I was going to meet Graham where he was at, right? And I saw a guy in the remember the old XL shirt?
Yeah,
XL I don't know if it was the away kit. I think it was the third kit. The away kit was white, weren't it? And the third kit was blue. Yeah. That kit weren't a bad kit, you know.
I weren't a big fan of that era of kits, you know.
I don't know. Right. Honestly, I see the geezer wearing it. I thought, blimey, I ain't seen one of them for a long time. But it wasn't a bad shirt, that one.
No, some of them Umbro ones, mate, were fucking shocking back in the day. They were shocking. I pulled one of my old ones out that I think 06, and it looked like someone had just gone to town on it. It had like little fucking like patterns of like little West Ham castles in the trim, and like they went over the top with them. And you know that like the sponsor thing, it was up on the fucking on the shoulder. It was weird, mate. It was fucking weird.
I wouldn't mind seeing us do something a little bit like what Arsenal been doing with their kit, you know, the patterny thing, but in claret and blue. Just try something, you know, something different than what we have been doing. Look, the top Scott's wearing, if you look at it, you know, I know again it's another one based off an older kit, but it's different from the typical like, all right, this is all claret, and then we'll have some sort of blue on the sleeve. I've got that shirt. But out of all the shirts, it's not one of my favourite items. But try something different, like if you're going to do it. But it's the kit. I found it ridiculous that they put so much hype. I mean, I know it's kind of marketing, but the way they teased that kit launch, right? They done the eye emojis like that you associate with like all signings, like all the ITKs use it. And with the crossed hammers, so all Twitter was like, including me, you know, oh, is it all analysing the hand because it was a hand spray painting? And it's like, oh, I think that might be Areola's hand. Oh no, I think that's Aguerd. Oh, it could be Lingard's complexion. And everyone's doing all of that, and getting their friends, and then it's a teaser. What it was a teaser for the kit launch, and everyone's seen the fucking kit. Everyone's seen it by now. No one gives a shit.
But I like to pretend that you ain't.
Yeah, like
I'll be honest. I like, you know, when the kit's nice, it's nice. When it's bad, it's bad. But I don't give a monkeys about the kit.
Nah, I'll be honest. I'm the same, really.
Yeah. Don't tease me. I'm not interested about Just show me the kit. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't buy it till the end of the season when it's 15 quid on M&M Direct anyway.
At the end of the day. Like you can show me the kit all you want and all of that sort of thing. I moan about it and all that. If it's a kit that we win trophies in, mate, I'll buy it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I just think they hyped it like a signing. Like it was like everyone's on the
saying,
oh, come on, show us the kit, please. Oh, like no one gives a shit. Sign some players. Like that's the straight up.
You see, honestly, mate, the only reason I buy a new kit is for my boys. I'll wait until the end of the season. I'm not fussed about having a new kit.
Yeah.
We at the end of the day, so long as we're playing in West Ham colours, that's all that matters. I want us to see us win things. That's all I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Playing football, playing good football like we have been. Go to win something.
They need to bring back the suit wrapper for these kit launch. I want one day just for banner. Bring him back. You know. With the do.
Mate, whoever's idea that was, that's probably one of the worst.
Do you know what, the geezers? I remember like recently because me and Jace just had that fucking rap he did at the kit launch stuck in our heads, like ridiculously. So I was seeing, you know, and then one of his other videos popped up. The guy's actually really talented, but we just weren't interested in that for our this kit launch. They made such a big deal about that launch. They got Spencer to host it. They had a big stage. And then they got this geezer to do the rapping, and I feel sorry for him.
It just pisses me off because I feel now it takes the piss out of supporters, these kits. Changing the kit every season, it's taking the piss out of the supporters because they know people will buy it. Look, I do what I do. That's my own personal choice. I know there's people out there. You know, I've seen people the day the kit was launched. I see people walking around in the kit. You know, if that's what you want, you want to buy the kit, buy the kit. I ain't saying. My opinion is I don't pay that ridiculous amount.
I was in Stratford yesterday, and I see people walking past the bar I was in. You know,
but the thing for me is the biggest rip-off in football is the football kits. Even bigger than the ticket prices. It's the biggest rip-off in football. The fact that they change the kit every season.
And that's why you would want to fake.
But it used to be every 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah. But that's what does it for me. You know, I bought before we went on holiday. You know, Cody's getting into football now. I said, all right, I'm gonna. I said, like, what do you want? It's like it was his birthday before we were going out there, and he said he wanted the West Ham kit. 45 quid for a kid's kit.
But this is the problem, Scott. Because as long as people keep paying it, it's supply and demand. They'll do it because if they were allowed to, if they could get away with changing the kit halfway through the season, and people would pay it, they would do it. Like
I spoke about. Funny enough, I spoke about the kits on the podcast.
Hang on, I'll be back in a bit. Wait, I'll see you in a minute.
I spoke about the kit on the podcast because this is something that ilks me a little bit. You know, the price is like, you know, you just seen the Tottenham ones come out, and like as you say, like elite kit, £115, elite shorts, £65 for a pair of fucking shorts, like. And all that sort of thing. Oh, but we can sell you one for 75, which is a marketing ploy, really, because it makes it look like you get a bargain for a start, right? But 75 quid is basically they're selling you an official fake, basically for 75 quid.
Mm. Sorry, Nick, I just was saying it was 45 quid for the full kit
for your kid.
Yeah, from your boy.
Yeah. But see, when Jamie was little, they was 30.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Which is still ridiculous. Yeah, and then if you want a player's name on it, it's another 20 quid.
Yeah, this is exactly it. This is exactly it. So, and this is the thing. What you know, my issue with this at the minute, because West Ham kits not so much, because I think West Ham kits, the fake ones I see of the West Ham kits are some of the worst fakes I think I've ever seen of anything. I think they always look awful.
Do you remember that geezer that rocks out with the one he bought in Turkey with it all written backwards?
Yeah. Yeah, so West Ham kits are always some of the worst because I think it's the colourings. They struggle to get the colourings of them right. But I've seen England ones, Tottenham ones, Man United ones, mostly Nike ones really, because I think they get their hands on them before they start making them. That look basically they're very close to the real fit. You wouldn't even be able to tell the difference, right? And these are all made in China. Now, you can. Last season, I bought a couple, and I've got one in the cupboard actually, for a bit of research for something that I was doing. And I think I bought. I bought the centenary one or the 125 years one, right, for £3 each, yeah, and that was for shirts and shorts. Now they're not the worst that I've ever seen, right? But that was at the end of the season. The beginning of the season, I bought for a shirt. I think it was just over £12. Yeah. Just over £12, right? And I got this shirt. I got it in the cupboard, and that was with Premier League patches, and a name on the back. Yeah, you know what one it is, Scott. You had it for a long time. Now, in terms of the quality of the shirt compared to the shirts that was in the shops at the time, there weren't a whole lot of difference. There weren't a whole lot of difference. Now, will it hold up in the wash as much? Maybe, maybe not. I don't really know. I never washed it, to be quite honest with you. I never worn it. But I think the issue is that the more that they are putting their prices up and making them sort of like out of reach for family, like, you know, an elite kit, and I don't know what the difference is between an elite kit, but you know, I know you're going to say, well, it's Tottenham, you know, you're not going to buy Tottenham kits. England kits will be the same because they're made by the same manufacturer, and it's the manufacturers that set the prices. Let's be fair, it's not the clubs, but the clubs are giving them the issue, you know, the license to use their name.
Man United have done it as well. I think the elite kit thing, they've done it. So
I think it's everyone that'll have Nike. So England will have it as well, right? Now the issue is with this is if you've got 3 kids and you go out and buy the, you know, the elite kit, say they all want the elite kit. You're paying £200 per kit per child. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can get one on DH Gate or other sort of websites like that, and you can get free kits for £36. Yeah. Now, would you know? Should you order from these Chinese websites? Absolutely fucking not, because these people that are making these fake kits, they're involved in sex trafficking. They're involved in fucking drug smuggling. They're involved in fucking like the same people that used to make the Moody DVDs. Yeah, with fucking drug smuggling, fucking sex trafficking, all of this fucking nonsense. Yeah, and they use sweatshops where people are making very, very low money and very.
To be fair, so do Nike.
Yeah, so do Nike. Yeah. But I'm talking about these. These are fucking, you know, really bad conditions. These ones, and you shouldn't. You should, in my opinion, you shouldn't. You know, fund. It's full of crime. You know, and you know you shouldn't fund these sort of things. You shouldn't. There's loads of people selling the Moody ones. You see them on Facebook and that, selling the Moody ones where they're buying them in from China and that. But it's not, you know, the clubs by outpricing the fans are pushing the fans to go and use these websites, which is funding crime. You know, I know everyone's got a choice, you know, whether to buy it or not and all of this sort of thing. And if you don't like it, don't buy it. But that, again, it's just another issue where they're pushing the fan out, you know.
Thing is, when the comments there, Chewbacca's secret love child says it's not taking a P, bringing out kits, it's income revenue. And yeah, look, I sort of get that point that he's trying to make, that it is, you know, it brings income into the club and all that, but you know, you can bring income into the club without ripping off the fans.
How many fans do they want to charge £600, £700 for a couple of kids' kits? You know, how many times can you increase season tickets and all of this sort of thing? It doesn't sit right with me. And as again, putting pressure on families, putting pressure on this, putting pressure on that by increasing the prices of these kits year in, year out, releasing them year in, year out, forcing these families to, you know, spend this sort of money if they want it. For another centre forward to earn £300,000 a week.
But based on what Chewbacca has just said, though, right? I couldn't remember the full name, but Chewy, like, it actually makes me. I'm okay with elite kits if we, as long as it keeps the regular replicas down, because the sort of people are going to buy these elite kits, people with more money than they know what to do with. You know, they can justify spending money on that. Yeah. And everyone else can have the other kits. So keep the regular kits down. Yeah, bring out a kit like that's a super magical special kit that's fucking £300 for all I care. As long as we have the cheaper option. The problem is the cheaper options are getting it more expensive every season. That's the issue. Yeah. So if you want to generate money, have the option for people who want to splash out the extra money and let the masses buy the cheaper one.
And that's the thing, that you are right, Dan, is that you give people that option. And then that way you're not driving people to go to the Uki sites to buy shirts. Do you know what I mean? Look, don't get me wrong, people will still, no matter, you could probably have the shirts as a tenner, people will still go to the Uki sites and buy one for a £5. It's just, that's what's going to happen. But like you said, you have got people out there who, £75 for an elite shirt. Yeah, I'll have that. Do you know what I mean? Who've got that money to go and buy it. So I'm not against having the option to do it. What I'm against is charging families, working people who you know, who want to get their kids into football, like me. You know, to get both my boys into football, right? One's only one, but sooner or later he's going to want a kit. He's going to want a thing. You know, I bought them both a kit when I got the one for Cody. You know, and that's the thing. You sit there and you pay the £45 for one, and then you've got to pay. I can't remember what I paid for the Litlands one. But then when he gets a bit older, it's 45. Well, by the time he gets to the same age as my boy now, my eldest boy is going to be going into sort of the next sizes up, and not the and he's going to be paying more money. And
Jamie's just gone into an extra small man's.
Yeah, it's so much pressure because you want your kids to be into the team, into football, supporting West Ham the way we do. I'm getting abused here because my missus is out.
Scott, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, mate. What's going on?
What are you doing with the kids? You dropped them over to your mother-in-law.
I'm doing what I'm doing. They're there. Pair of them. See? Don't worry about that. Beers, you guys, kids, got it all covered. Don't worry about that. But it just puts pressure because, as I said, I want my boys in West Ham gear. I want them to support West Ham. I want them. They're going to want it when they know proper football and they're into going West Ham. They're going to want to go in the kit, and it's pressure. It's just so much pressure, and it's not. They should help fans out by giving that opportunity, like you said, Dan. If you want the elite kit, it's there. If you want this kit with an 8, it's there. If you just want this kit, this is the basic price. We want to try and keep everything affordable. And it's about, our club's meant to be about affordable football.
Scott, you're getting it in the comments, mate.
One of the other things is
on your face, mate.
One of the other things is just before we start wrapping up is that you see today I've read out a tweet. Sort of tongue in cheek, really, saying that a load of influencers got their kit sent to them today, and I'm waiting for mine. Obviously, we're not going to get one, obviously, and I wouldn't want one. To be quite honest with you, I wouldn't want them sending me anything. But wouldn't it be nice rather than sending them to these people like the Moose or whoever? Wouldn't it be nice if they just picked 100 people out of a pot? All the people that have been traveling around the fucking country across Europe all season and sent them one for free and just said thank you for your loyal support, because that's what annoyed me about the notes that these influencers have got is it's basically saying thank you for being a loyal fan, and a lot of the people there don't pay to go to games. They don't even go to games, some of them.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, it's a marketing ploy, though, Nick. They're not actually rewarding them,
but
they want the pictures.
You can market giving away kits to loyal fans, mate. That hits more with a lot of fans and giving them to people that can afford fucking 150 of them if they wanted to go and buy one, and B, fucking sponge fucking everything off the fan. I'm sorry, but they can send them to, like, as I said, like I don't class myself as an influencer. Even if I've got a kit sent to me in a post, I'll give it to someone else.
Yeah,
it's but you can market giving it away to 100 people, and I think that would hit more. That would hit.
It's more ethical marketing, isn't it? And it's something that we could. And I think as a fan base, if they pushed it, we'd respect it more and they could promote it. But what they're thinking of is, okay, Moose has tens of thousands or 100,000 Twitter followers.
But we've got the thing is, Dan, we've got that.
No, I know, but we haven't got the bad relationship. I mean, we have got the bad relationship. So they get like, I don't know if Jack Mate got one, but obviously he's got a good relationship. Not knocking him, he's a great guy. But I'm saying, like, people like that who have a big following, they want the picture of here's me in the top. So then all these people see it and then try and go and buy
but
it.
The thing is, Dan, right? How many people, influencers and all of that sort of thing, if the club turn around and say, even if they issue 250 of these shirts, 250 shirts probably cost them $5 a piece. Let's be honest, they probably do. Yeah. And they went out, they made a little video with their little team and said, I know things are hard at the minute. I know that the cost of living is going up, but I know you spent a lot of money on the football club. I know you've been following us around for the last 20 years. I know that you may not be able to afford your cash. This is something to, ease the pressure. There's one kit for you, one kit for your kids. Wouldn't that hit harder and get more retweets and fucking likes and all of that sort of thing than, say, the Moose posing in a fucking football shirt with his fat tits out.
Imagine they had Colton Cole going around, knocking people's doors.
Yeah, exactly.
For you and your kids. There's
giving the Moose a West Ham shirt is a complete waste of time, because I swear that geezer's got more of a soft spot towards Spurs than he has West Ham at the minute.
He hates West Ham fans.
Yeah, it is that. And what that is that most influencers that got the shirts are followed by more non-West Ham fans than our West Ham fans.
Yeah,
it's just the market employed to try and attract more people to the club.
I'm so sorry, Scott, but I'm not being funny on that thing. But if a geezer supports Tottenham or fucking Brentford or even Hereford or something, they're not going to see. Let's pick a name out there. Bazinga, yeah, friend of ours. He got one.
Yeah.
They're not going to look him in the shirt and go, "Oh, do you know what? I might go and buy a West Ham shirt." No, this is not going to do that, Scott.
The thing is, Nick, there is people out there that will
time and their money.
There's people. Listen, there's people out there now that support Wrexham because Ryan Reynolds has bought Wrexham. This is the thing.
That's different. No, that's. Yeah.
I'm saying, and international fans as well. People that are across the pond maybe don't have that loyalty to
maybe.
But it's just that's the thing. I'm with you. I feel that if you were to do that, if you were to go to 100, 200 fans who have got kids, junior amateurs type thing.
Okay. Even if they want to give it to them big people, why can't I do that as well?
Yeah. It's just lazy. It's lazy marketing, Nick. It's lazy. Yeah. They sit there and think, oh, let's just go and pick all these West Ham influencers, give them a shirt, they'll take a picture, job done. It's lazy.
I guarantee you, for every 5 that have posted it, I guarantee you there's 90 that fucking just chucked it in the back of their cupboard and they posted the fucking thing. I guarantee it.
I don't get the Moose one, to be honest. I get going to Bazinga. I get that because he's got a massive following, and he's a true West Ham fan. But I don't get the Moose.
Gold and Sullivan love him, didn't they? They absolutely love him.
Yeah, he loves their food as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He does. He loves everything.
But that's what I don't get that. But if that's what the club want to do, then
Yeah, but I do think, like, from a PR standpoint, what Nicky said, where there's been so much ill feeling and just bad sort of still mistrust with the club, nice gestures.
But they don't. I don't feel that they want to heal them rifts, Dan. I don't feel that they want to heal them rifts.
Yeah,
it costs them next to nothing. They do nothing for us. Nothing, not a thing.
Yeah.
When's the last time you've known them to subsidise travel or give you a free pint or a pie or even a fucking T-shirt? Well, did we get a T-shirt at one game? Did we?
Oh, didn't we get the farewell T-shirt? Yeah.
Didn't we get one for? We got one at Frankfurt, but I don't think that was. I don't know whether that was issued by West Ham or not. I don't know who the fuck. But when's the last time they just got some? They give you something. Now, even under Ashley, season ticket holders get their fucking season ticket sent in a nice wallet and get a pen, and you know what I mean, like. I don't know.
Yeah, little gestures. Like, do you know the funny thing is, we get them carrier bags, not even bags for life. Plastic bags.
I know.
But the last game, was it the Noble game? I thought we'd get a nice
free bag either because I'm not within the TIFO.
Oh, so we get a free bag every time, Dan, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Except when they can't bother to do a bag, and they stopped doing the bags. They give us that little sheet, innit? The sheet thing. I thought, I'm going to get a Noble carrier bag. Lovely. Got there, and it's just a stupid sheet thing. So, yeah, I think there's a lot they can do. I think even Arsenal started doing, like, they gave their, like, a free pint and a pie for an away game.
Mate, the prices they charge for the football that their fans about to sit through, they bloody should pay their money. Give them something, do you know what I mean?
That's true, Paulie.
Listen, there ain't no time for asking us anything tonight because I've got to go because my thumb is about to fall off. I've got blisters all over my thumb and it really fucking hurts.
But no, it's been a good
Graham
one.
did message me saying, "Is it worth coming back?" I've just not messaged him because I knew we were wrapping up now. So,
Say no.
Yeah, he sort of gets that, I think, because I ain't responding.
Right, Dan, go on. See us out.
Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. It's been a good one getting back into the rhythm of things. We didn't do Ask Us Anything, but we had so much West Ham stuff to talk about. And I'm sure there'll be a lot more to come. So Graham couldn't make it. So goodbye from Graham. And Nick and Scott, good to have another evening with you as usual. And we will see you next time. Only one thing left to say. Come on, you
Irons.
Come on, you Irons.
Oh, good wave.